Okay, we have done a little bit more work. Not much, because I ran out of a ferrite. I didn't have any, but I do have a base set up on that planet we talked about that I liked so much. This one here. This lifeless planet, had rusted metal as a resource that you can get, much like we have the copper up on the ridge there. And that yielded me so far 1,250 rusted metal, so we can supply all of our building needs with that little base. We can hop back and forth. But I also wanted to show you that the large refiner in place, and that means that I could make my super oxide crystal by putting in, I think it's 100 to 50, 100 or 100 to 40, I can't really read it from here, but 100 of oxygen and then so much of tritium, and that creates a superoxide crystal. Even if you don't know the recipe, don't ask me why I was able to do that, but now I can install that. I bought the wiring loom from the space station, but now I have that. So now I have a plasma launcher installed, which means I can go take on that building over there. That is it's a manufacturing facility, but I don't want to do that yet. I don't want to do that until I'm prompted to do it. If I use it up, I may not get it as an option. I may have to go find some other place, because we will be getting the options of having to go to manufacturing facilities as part of the I think the specialist quests. So I'm going to keep building out the base here now that I have a supply of ferrite. I can put all that, put all that into my and what's that going to get me? Is it 1 to 1? It's 1 to 2. I get 2,500. That helps. That helps a lot, especially when I got to make the structures that I want, which are going to be the biodomes for farming, and I'm going to use the big huge rooms like I have there for the specialist rooms, and just a little village here for that stuff, and then I'll build some other off of there. I want to add in some struts and some kind of cool stuff to make it look like it's attached to the mountainside, because this is a very hilly world, and I absolutely love it for right now. It sucks having to go up in there. I'm gonna create some sort of a ramp down, or some kind of a conveyor from the top of the hill down to here, so I don't have to keep going back up there for the copper. So that would be nice. But we should go check and see how much copper. I hate the fact that I came from that dead world that had just no gravity, and I was just like flying around on my jetpack, and now I gotta really go into it here. So let's go check it out. As you can see here, we have hit the limit, 3250 at this time, for the copper that we can take in. I definitely want to expand this out to have where's the industrial? It's so fun to go looking for this stuff. Power and industry. The supply depots are metal plating. Again, that's more ferrite that I have to have in order to make. I need like 1,000, or is it like 500 ferrite? What's the metal plating run me these days? Metal plating runs me 50, so that would be to make 10 of those. That would, that's 500. It's not cheap. So, what the hell was that? The ship just blew through. But I think what I might do is I might set one up down there, run it underground somehow, so I can have just a pull-out point, and then have the rest of the supply up there to make it a little cleaner, a little cleaner, a little hidden, little glitchy tips and tricks to kind of that, so that it doesn't screw with the aesthetics. But I'd also start working on the big money. I guess we are on a pretty shitty planet right now. trying to gather up some essentials to start our big old farms that we're going to be doing. I've gone out from my base and checked out the other planets that are not that have not been discovered yet, and I found that if you have the hazmat gloves installed, you can get the necessary items for this that we're going to be doing, the farmable flora, as it were. However, you may not be able to get a location where you can have exactly what you want. I'm in the middle of an island that's pretty much in the middle of a water that's the highest storms. It's just bad all the way around. But the good news is I did find a couple of places of these, that have the necessary stuff, because right here, as you can see, if you search or you scan items, you may find that their secondary element is exactly what you're looking for. So you know how we were on the wonderful world that we were on for our base, and there's those star brambles off in the distance, those big huge patches of the big stuff. Those are always good to pick up the star brambles. When you're on a cold planet, you're going to find those big frostwort growing. But unless you find a big, huge, long area where you have loads of land to, cross and look over, you may not find every single planet has exactly what you're looking for. But if you, do a search or scan on some of your plants, you could find that the secondary element is exactly what you're looking for. So that helped us out a little bit. But we're going to leave here, go check another planet. You may notice that we don't have the same ship anymore. That's because I went to my freighter and I took all the stuff out of my old ship and redeemed the bonus content, which is the ship that you got from buying the game way back when. You probably won't be able to if you're just starting nowadays. This was way back in the day. Activated copper. That's pretty cool. Pyrite. I'm wondering if we should check it out. Let's take a little break in the ship. But yeah, you can see I got one more extra space to store some stuff. We're going to be keeping this ship for a while until we start getting into the ship trading business. It's got everything in here, so that's great. I saved on that one warp cell from the previous ship that I didn't, Tashi's Gambit. I love Tashi's Gambit. That's one of my favorite ships. It really is. Just the look and feel of it. If I could get it as an S class with all the inventory spaces, that would be awesome. But yeah, no matter. Okay, let's go check out this hotspot and just see what it is, because there might be a need, there might be a desire for us to set up a mini base and do some mineral extracting. Because if it's activated copper and it's a sea level, we could have a potentially really, really good, lucrative. Oh, it's pyrite. Pyrite is going to be important at some point. We're going to go back. We're going to leave here, go back to our base, and take a look at what all we've done. I haven't done much, but I've done some things. But all the things that we're going to need in order to start building. I don't have the numbers crunched yet. I forget what the numbers are. But there's going to be a lot of biodomes with us. Let's see here. That is basically one day away for that. And my freighter is 1 day. Yeah, okay, let's just go to the planet. It'd be just easier that way. Probably going to need some of the platinum. Probably going to need some of this. Probably a good idea to just start getting some stuff now that I've got some more room, because I've got the base all filled out and getting set up. We can put some storage units up and start offloading some of our inventory in order to make room for other stuff, which is going to be a good idea. So yeah, yep, get some of that stuff. Yeah, the spiky little things in space, they're always usually platinum. They're usually always platinum. So, alright, where is that base at? Let's go find our base. Alright, there we are. There we go. We'll see it a little bit better than it was last time, huh? Yes, sir, Bobby do. It's looking a little better. So there we have, I have these cuboid rooms, and then this is some of the stupid shit you gotta do. These cuboid rooms are sort of just like where my specialists are going to go. I'm going to designate that this is going to be the farming wing. My farmer specialist will be in here. But I'm going to be building off of here and making all of this my farming for all of my items. One of these other ones will be the weapons, and exocraft, which we'll have off of the back of it will be all the exocraft. Probably that one in the front is going to be the exocraft, just for the simple fact that I need to be able to get on land with the damn things, because not every one of them, the ones that are on wheels, they're going to have to be able to be gotten to. Let me see, I have, this is kind of what I did. I have all my hotspot for electricity is out that way, of course. I ran a cable back from a bunch of batteries, and you can see I've got that much battery power stored up. Up there is my... I had to do it half-assed. Up there is the copper deposit, which I don't know why it keeps resetting and not telling you what it is. But it's up there, and I ran a... I have a bunch of supply depots up on top. I had to do one in the middle because it wouldn't stretch all the way down the hill, but over back here. And I may want to like take these straight down into the ground, put them in a hole, and then run, you know, laterally across the ground to just kind of clean this up. I don't know yet. We'll get to that part. I always say that, we never do. But as of right now, the potential yield is 5250 in the copper. That's pretty good. Got my oxygen mineral gas extraction. And that also goes into a supply depot. The storage hopper that it has will fill up the supply depot. I have about 1250, and then I can always add more onto that, but it'll take further time. That's good to have oxygen around because you can always turn that into carbon if I happen to run into trees in the refiner. I'm going to also build another building off of here somewhere, which will be just like a housing area for all of the storage containers. I have the one there because I needed to offload inventory. I'll have a mechanicals room for the portal, and one for a couple, maybe 2 or 3 refineries, because it always sucks having to do one at a time, because as it is, when you get one of these big deposits, like here, I got 3,965 chromatic metal from all of the copper I've gotten from up top, and, you know, put it into here. But then again, I can also zip out to my rusted metal depot base to get all that rusted metal to bring back to make materials for building all this monstrosity. And again, I have to, you know, take time in the refinery. I have to schedule time in the refinery. So if you're running through with 6,000 copper and you're waiting for it to yield back all the chromatic metal, you got to wait on having to put your rusted metal in to make your stuff. So I don't have anything hooked up because I don't want to use up any power yet. I don't want to drain power off the stored yet. So we haven't started using power yet, but we can start to grow our items in here. And I will show you what we're going to be growing. I haven't got it all figured out. Like I said, I have to go back and crunch all the numbers. We could probably start do a little small build on the freighter, because you can put the hydroponic trays in the freighter to start growing the little ones, so we can get the items. But we won't have the recipes for any of the products that we want to build with this stuff until after we've done the farming missions. But I haven't got that far yet. But I'm getting ahead of the game. See what I'm doing here? But there you go. Gamma root or uranium, we can make gamma weed, and then we put them in these little pods here, and then you can put in all this. Now, there is a way, you know, you go, oh, why don't you just do 4 whatever things connected with tunnels? I'm like, yeah, but every time you put an access door on one of these biodomes, you use up a spot. I might have to remove some panels just for aesthetics. It's going to bother me otherwise. But then you can put them all in here. So that's gamma weed, fungal clusters, which we can find on toxic worlds, with ammonia and fungal mold. Frostwort, same thing. Go to a frozen world, get the frostwort, the big, huge frost crystals, and then dioxide. We can find a thing for that. Selenium, same idea. You find the big old trunks of selenium, or you scan plants that have it as a secondary element, and you can get it that way. If we can grow one, we can start to build them all. And then once we build them, they will constantly regrow in here. That's the best part about it. Cactus flesh, you see I already have some cactus flesh, and the pyrite. If I were to go back to that world, I could set up a small base, get all the pyrite I need, because you're going to need enough pyrite to make all these things. Star bulb, the same thing. All I gotta do, in fact, we're going to go over and collect all of them, so we can have them. Paraffinium, I gotta find, I think there's a location around here that's got some paraffinium. And, yeah, that's all for that. That's the best part about that. So let's go grab that star bramble, so I can show you. I don't really want to use up jet fuel. As you see here, this random, this was how I was building out. As you can see, I have my little platform just dangling in the air. I may decide to go back and just connect all these. I kind of like the idea of this open floor plan instead of having these connected all by dark tunnels, because it's kind of neat to have this open area. I mean, this is like a little village we have going on here. I'm going to have, get around to it because I take forever to do these things. I will build on a little residential or residence area for me to live in, but for this stuff I kind of like having it open. I kind of like that, this floor plan and having it dangling over the ocean. Oh, there we go, off in the distance. Oh god, I hope it's not gonna run. Oh shit. Woo, we got lucky. We got lucky. We got very lucky. Up! Look at him! Look at him coming at me. Oh boy. This is such a beautiful little world. It's not going to kill us. I've only ever encountered one hostile creature. Otherwise, everything's been good. Because I have so much... I have 1864 oxygen. I don't have to worry about that. It's a wonderful thing. So yeah, I think there's a building right out. Yeah, that manufacturing facility. Like I said, I'm holding off on that because we will be sent to manufacturing facilities as part of the specialist missions and whatever terminal we're doing, and I don't want to have to go very far. It's nice to be able to go back to that one if I need to. So okay, here we go. This big huge star bramble. Now because we have the hazmat gloves, we can collect it, and you can see we're getting enough star bramble that if I really wanted to, I could set up. Oh my goodness, there's a little hole there. I didn't see it. All right, I already discovered all but like 2 species. That's kind of dangling in the middle of nowhere. These will. Oh. Excuse you. These will eventually grow back, and you can come back and get them. If you've seen the old video from a few years ago, and I do have to remind you that video, if you find it, Angry Acres Farm, is from a couple of years ago and is no longer that valid because of the Beyond update that installed all the previous updates between then and now have sort of rendered it a little bit outdated. I will get to the words eventually. Just give me a second. Because the updates that came out, people, some of the people in the comments were like, "What are you doing? Why aren't you doing it this way?" I'm like, because when I recorded this, you couldn't do it that way. The biggest one being is like, I had showed first off an entire 31 dome, I believe it was 31 dome, floor plan for everything to build 10 living glass, 10 liquid explosives, and 10 circuit boards. That was a huge mess because having to go into each individual biodome and collect every single plant took forever. But the difference is that after a certain update, they allowed you to just walk into the middle of the room, look up, and collect everything. And that wasn't the same. That wasn't like that when I first started, that video. So I could do that 30, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that 31 floor plan in order to get that. And again, it might not be that lucrative anymore compared to everything else to have the living glass circuit boards and what is that thing? It's like a spire of some sort. Let's go check that out. It's like something shooting up from the water. But it may not be that lucrative to do that way anymore because of the Beyond update and all the stuff that's been installed with having to, just mine gases and minerals and whatnot. This thing here, what is this? Are we going to get attacked by something? What is this? Oh, did I do this? I think that's mine. This is mine, possibly. Uh-oh! My bad. Shit. Those things are hard to... I hate that. Those things take forever to recharge because the unstable plasma is not exactly was a easy recipe to come by. But I think I'm going to definitely install a feature. That is a long way to have to go to get somewhere. We went... No, don't do that. We went back to the anomaly, and I say we, I mean me. And I got most of these things unlocked to get the biodome and get everything else. The foundation, which is 100 pure ferrite, I don't know if that, like, connects to the ground, but I was trying to get, I thought I unlocked them all. Huh. Interesting that didn't work. This is all I have unlocked, all the different corridors, and I wanted to do that because I needed to be able to branch off and make those corridors the way I did. But the there's supposed to be like the four-posted, platform thing, and I don't see that in my list of things to do here. That kind of sucks. I only have the foundation. I have the aquatic one. I have a deep a deep water chamber, and I have a square deep water chamber. It doesn't exactly help me out. I mean, I could put a thing for a ladder that goes all the way down, but that's not going to do me any good. So, okay, what was it we can build? We can build Star Bramble, which is a pretty good idea. Because that, like I said, I had in that video that I showed you, the Angry Acres video, or Angry Acres Farm video, I had, paraffinium, that's what I need. I had an entire, it was a planet much like this, but I think it was bluegrass instead of yellowgrass. Same idea. But I had a whole field of Star Bramble to pick up. And the same thing goes with fungal mold and gamoweed. The 3 planets that I picked for being able to plant these things outside. And because you have to have the right temperature to plant certain things outside. This planet being as it is, Star Bramble is what you can grow outside. You can't just plant items. Like I could plant the star bulb if I have the paraffinium outside and it would grow. I don't want to do that because I have to harvest them individually. If I plant them inside the biodome, they will on their own produce if I plant them in the biodome, they will on their own produce, and I don't have to. I can just walk in, hit the ceiling, and I will get them all. Where is the best? Oh, paraffinium. There is the best way to get paraffinium. So if we can go get enough paraffinium to fill up these things, and I can replant. You can take things out, plant them, put them back in. It doesn't really matter. That's that. Just keep undoing and redoing my stuff. It's fine. You get the materials back, and it doesn't really cost you much anything more than time, which is, boy, always a fun thing. So let's go get the paraffinium with our terrain manipulator. I don't see. I don't know if it did. I don't know if it got removed. Maybe it's something I have to learn. I just can't go get it from the anomaly. But the autonomous miner, which would be helpful, because I didn't have setting everything up, getting all the chromatic metal was a pain in the ass because I didn't have any copper. I had to go like different. I had to go pretty far out, you know, running and jumping over these hills. And this is a very hilly world to get copper deposits enough that I could set up that platform up on top with the mining operation going on. And I'm trying to, like, in case I do find it, I'm trying to keep this, have some a little bit paraffinium left on top so that I can place an autonomous miner. If they do still exist in the game, I have not seen them. The wiki wasn't telling me much as far as whether they were in there or not. I still have them. I know I still have them in the game because of my previous world, or the previous save, I should say, not the previous world, where the Angry Acres farm is at. I was able to still interact with them. I know that there was a big, huge deal a while back where a bug that it wouldn't produce the stuff you wanted. What did I get in the way of paraffinium? I got 97 paraffinium. It's not too shabby. I'm sure if I actually looked at some of these plants, you would find that one of the the secondary elements are maybe paraffinium. I'm sure if I looked at a lot of if I did my job as a good gamer, I would know. That's salt. Salt. There, see, there's one. There, I just saw one. Where'd it go? Paraffinium. And I also, yeah, look what I have going on here. I have all these things here. My exosuit, I keep getting more places involved. Look at this chloride lattice. Found that from the thing called the Curious Deposits. They're basically just, you know, balls. Shot those balls. When we first started out, that world I was on that was very unforgiving. They had a bunch of balls on it. Where did I find the paraffinium? There we go. That's the paraffinium. 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 Oh, let's figure out what that is, because I know it's going to be ferrite as the first one, but the secondary one is, oh, paraffinium. There you go. If you don't, early on in the game, I tended to not scan for things, for the simple fact that when you do not scan the items, you only get the primary element that, you know, is basic. Oh yeah, this thing is a rock, it's going to be ferrite dust. That's a tree, it's going to be carbon. But the secondary element, unless you scan the item, you're not going to know what the secondary item is, whereas like salt or paraffinium or something like that. So if you don't want to have your inventory bogged down with items that you don't need early game, don't scan the plants, and you won't have to worry about picking up a secondary element. It will only pick it up after you scan it, once you know it, once you've discovered it. Get out of the hole, dude. So I tend to not scan them early on in the game because I don't want to have to pick up stuff that I can't use. Because here's the problem. Oh yeah, I want to have it. I want to use it for something eventually, but I have to keep it somewhere until that time comes, and you don't really have the, you know, it's going to cost you a lot of, it's going to cost me a lot of salvage data that I just picked up in order to unlock all 10 storage units, because I'm too busy getting all the other stuff. I don't want to take that time. So that's why I've been holding on to everything. That's why I've been kind of like just around the worlds and not really doing much, not getting anything set up until I got to this spot that was probably about the best location I could find in the different systems I've already visited. But you can see here, oh my goodness, there's my oxygen setup, a gas extractor. It's a gas extractor. It's a C class of oxygen. You can get the yield is about 1,250. It takes you about an hour, a little over an hour to get. It's got gas. You're gassy, is what she is. But I'm losing my coconuts here, dude. All right. Let's make some more room because... Oh, and the other curious deposits, they also yielded superoxide crystals, which I told you how to make with the oxygen and tritium in the large refiner. But you can also get them from the curious deposits, so that helps. So let's go plant some star brambles and get those things set up. And that'll be, you know, we can start getting a healthy supply of those. That'll go us a long way. We may want to start planting ahead of time. You know, plant early, plant often. So let's see here. Star bramble, there we go. We can get, oh, look at that. Alright, boop. One there. One there. And... oh my gosh. Let's... there we go. I want to get myself out of the equation here. It's hard to see what's going on. We're not going to get that many on it because it takes 25, and I have not that much paraffinium. In fact, that's it. But I could still identify sources of paraffinium. So I will grow, and I don't think they're going to show you. It's not going to tell you. The growing time is not going to happen because this thing's not got any power. Insufficient power. But if I hook this sucker up to some power, we're going to get... it's going to grow. I wonder if I can just... if I hook up that when I hook them all up. Oh shit, I'm stuck in a... where the hell am I going here? Oh god, I'm lost. I've lost myself. You got lost in his own museum once, you say? Yeah, I know. I think I have to go do that again. Alright. Bipsy-doo! Alright. So, let's branch out here. We can connect this. We can go right through these things. Doesn't have to go right to there. We can connect right to this side. For now, we will connect the proper way at some point. But for now, oh, you can see. Uh-oh, everything's touching. They're all touching. That's why. Ah, shit. We're gonna drain everything. I don't. They're overlapping. Let's get rid of that panel. That panel doesn't mean no good. It looks kind of stupid. It's running through. Jeez. Boy, you done screwed that up. Alright. What all did I power? Okay, let's see what all did I power. Because I ran through, it just crosses over. Oy. Oh well. Yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine. How much are we running through so far? Are we running through any? It's gonna drain it. That sucks. It's going to drain it. We're not pulling that much. We're not pulling enough for it to produce. So now that gets to be the issue. Now, so you can see it's all lit up and beautiful inside, and it's now harvesting or growing. 3 hours in 4 hours time, these star bulbs will have grown and we can harvest them, and then we can just plant more after we get more paraffinium. We can go on another mission to find set up another base somewhere else on this planet, because this is a very good source of paraffinium. I'm sure that, like, that hotspot ended up being copper. There's going to be one for paraffinium somewhere over there. We can set up a base. We can have a supply depot, just like we do with the rusted metal depot I have on that dead world that I can jump very high, and we can just keep going and get into paraffinium, and we can create all the star bramble we need. And then that leads us to getting to our goal of setting up financial stability, of having just money out the wazoo. Now, we do have no way of selling any of that stuff yet, unless we go to the space station or to find a location like a trading post or whatever that has a galactic trade terminal. I could install one here, but you don't want to really, as they say, you don't want to shit where you eat. We want to go to a planet where this stuff is worth a lot, sell it all, buy it. We could basically crash systems by selling everything we have. That floods the market with a bunch of supply. that lowers the price. Then we buy it all back, and then we go to another system and then sell. I mean, that's how you. That's really how you make all the money. That's how people play the game, and it's kind of cheaty in a sense. So I don't think we're going to do it that way. Will be nice, but once we start getting everything built up, so we can go get a better ship and then get a freighter, another better freighter, and all that other stuff, we can then start to work our way towards getting a better hyperdrive and go to a planet with activated indium. Like that's the end goal, activated indium, and just set up a supply, a massive supply depot of that, and then just extract it and go sell it somewhere, and then start over. And then that's basically how you end up with a ton of money. I've got 1.2 million right now. I'm not really doing anything to make any more money. Haven't gone back to the larval core bases. Haven't really sold anything else. I could have gotten an easy cool million out of selling what I had in copper each time. But again, that takes what? How long does that take? It's got 1,000 in there now. It's going to be another 8 hours before it's full. So you figure what, 52? So 4 times 8. It's going to take every day or so. I have to come back and empty that out. Now that's because I have one miner going. If I set up 3 or 4 miners happening, it's going to take less time to get that full up. And that's what people do. They set up a platform of a shit ton of miners, and then they have the supply depots, and then they just go and they empty it out and sell it, and then they're good. So that's it for now. We'll get back to you. I'll do some more working on the base. We'll go get the other planets and collect some more items. If I find anything interesting, I'll let you know, and then otherwise we'll come back and we'll set up some more plants in the biodomes. So that's where we're at. We'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye bye.